Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. This is Susan, and this is Susan's Ramblings. Today, I have missed several days because life gets that way sometimes, and I have been busy preserving. Had a call the other night wanting to know if I wanted some bone pulp for jelly, and also if I wanted some Roman tomatoes. And I never say no to food, especially free food. So I said, yes, I want them. I didn't realize how much she had. She had one whole serving of jelly, so I got 7.5 pints, 8.5 pints from that one. And they're sweet plums, and they will taste so good this winter. The tomatoes I had, she kept coming in and kept coming in and kept coming in, and I ended up with 25 pounds of tomatoes. That's almost half a bushel. In fact, that's more than half a bushel of tomatoes. So I've been busy doing them. And then, like I said, when it rains, it pours. And so I had a call from my local producer who produces all my food for me. And they said they had my bushel of tomatoes ready. I always order at least a bushel of tomatoes at the beginning of the season. That way I can guarantee I have them. I also do cucumbers that way. And I will be doing potatoes in a little while. In fact, in the next couple of weeks I will be doing potatoes, so I have enough for the winter. But anyway, she called and she said my tomatoes were ready. So I picked them up yesterday at the farmer's market, so I have another 40 pounds of tomatoes. So I am looking at 65 pounds of tomatoes to get done sometime. And I'm going to get them done because, oh, will it look nice on my shelves, and it will be so helpful this winter, especially if we, with all our food shortages and prices going up as high as they are. And I use a lot of tomatoes. So that's what's been happening in my life. I also wanted to give you a couple of tips. You know, when you if you're drain your juice off of your vegetables, put it in a Ziploc bag or put it in a freezer container and stick it in the freezer. And do that each time. Put the juice in there each time. Even if you have 1 or 2 or 3 peas, beans, corn, whatever your vegetable was, stick that in there too. And when you're done, filled, all you have to do is add some tomato juice or a V8 juice, and you will have a soup, a vegetable soup. And it will be loaded with nutrients because you drained the juices off all those vegetables. Do the same thing with fruit. Drain drain the juice off, freeze it, and then I use it a lot of times in Jello or in pudding, especially vanilla pudding. And it doesn't really change the taste, but it gives you a different flavor, so you won't get so tired of all that pudding. Okay, or Jello. All right. Another one I want to tell you is when you cut up your vegetables, your onions, your peppers, your carrots, your beets, your potatoes, save all the peelings. Save the ends of the beets, of the carrots. Save the tops of the carrot. Save the onion skins. Put those all at the potato peel, the carrot peeling. Put those all in a Ziploc bag. Put it in your freezer. And when that is full, take it out and put it in some water and boil it. And you will have, and then you will strain it, and you will have a vegetable broth. A delicious vegetable broth. My tongue is getting all twisted up around it. A delicious vegetable broth. That's another way to save, get everything out of it. Another thing I want to talk to you about is, we're going into these food shortages and paper shortages and so forth and so forth. One of the tricks I learned, and I learned this years and years ago as a child, and I'm going back to it, is to wash out all your Ziploc bags and dry them. or your bread bags and dry them, your vegetable bag and dry them. Save all those plastic bags. Wash them first. Wash them first well in soapy water. Then rinse them well, and then dry them well. And then you can use them over and over and over again uh, until they wear out. Don't do this with meat. Don't use those um, bags that you have stored meat in, because they're impossible to get clean. Those will have to be thrown away. But if you have put vegetables in them, tomato sauce, bread, blah blah blah, then you'll be okay. Wash them up and dry them, and use them again. Another thing we did as a child was save aluminum foil. Now that might sound funny to you, because yeah, most of you grew up with aluminum foil. You had plenty of it. And I don't know if it's disappearing now, but it's a good saving. I have the big restaurant foil. It's heavy foil. It's expensive, but I use it for about a year and a half anyway. And now I have been, if it's just, I cover things, and most time there's nothing on them when you take them off. The aluminum foil, you don't put the aluminum foil generally on top of the food. Well, I don't. So I have just a few spots to wash. And so I will wash that aluminum foil out, and I will use that over and over and over again until, like I said, it falls apart. And then you can throw it away. Or, you talk about saving natural ways to do your laundry. After the foil is worn out, make it into a ball. Keep making it into a ball, and eventually you have a big ball of aluminum foil. Use that in your dryer to soften your clothes and to make them static free. It works wonderfully. Okay, that's it for today. That's all I can think of right now. Oh no, bacon grease, any kind of grease that you have from your meat, save it. I'm talking beef, I'm talking pork, I'm talking bacon, all those things. Put them in a jar, and when you get enough, clarify it. And to clarify it, all you have to do is put it in water and boil that water until not really boil, simmer the water until the solids, couldn't think of what I wanted to say there, solids drop down to the bottom of the pan, and all you have on top is the grease. And then you scrape off that grease, spoon off that grease, put it in a bag, and it's perfectly safe for you to use again. I do that with bacon grease. I've done that for years and years and years. I have, I believe, 2 jars of it in the refrigerator, and thank goodness I do, because bacon is expensive, and I won't be able to afford it, except as a treat. And yes, I will buy treats, because, come on, we need some of those comfort foods anyway. But anyway, save your grease. Sausage is another good one to use. I use. Those are probably the basic ones, but if I have a hamburger, I will put the beef in it. If I doing something pulled pork, I might put a little bit of flavor in it. The flavoring is what it is. It's not really the grease. Okay, that's all I have for today. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to start a series on how to make your own mixes, because we're going to have to be prepared, and we're not going to be able to run to the grocery stores to get our pancake mix, our pancake soup, our hamburger helper, our spam, our summer sausage, any of that. So I'm going to start a series on how to make your own mixes and have them in your pantry to use at all times without having to run out to the grocery store. And that's really the basis, the purpose of all these videos, is to lessen our dependency on the grocery stores and on the grocery stores and on the food supply that is coming in. All right, so have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. God bless.